This week on Days of Salem is once again shaken by a paternity twist that changes everything. But not all surprises bring heartbreak. For Tate Black, the revelation that Aaron Green, not Tate, is the father of Sophia Choi's baby is an emotional turning point. One that lifts a heavy burden from his shoulders and opens the door to a long-hoped-for future. While the drama surrounding Sophia's traumatic delivery grips the town, Tate finds unexpected clarity and a renewed sense of purpose. With the truth finally out, he's free to pursue what his heart has always wanted, a second chance with Holly Jonas. As secrets unravel and bonds are tested, this episode delivers a rare and welcome moment of hope amid the turmoil, reminding fans that in Salem, even the most painful truths can lead to beautiful new beginnings. Imagine the scene. It's a sunny June day in Salem, and the high school auditorium is filled with proud families, their cameras flashing as graduates in caps and gowns prepare to cross the stage. Sophia Choi, a bright and determined senior, stands among her peers, her heart swelling with dreams of college and a bright future. But beneath her smile, there's a weight. She's 9 months pregnant, and the pressure of impending motherhood has been her constant companion. As the principal calls her name, a sharp pain grips her. Sophia's face pales and she clutches her stomach. The crowd murmurs in concern as Tate Black, her loyal friend, rushes to her side. Tate, a kind and steadfast young man, doesn't hesitate. "Hang on, Sophia, I've got you," he says, his voice calm despite the panic in his eyes. With the help of a teacher, he guides Sophia out of the auditorium and into his car, speeding towards Salem University Hospital. The drive is tense, with Sophia's breaths coming in quick gasps and Tate offering words of encouragement. "You're so strong," he tells her, squeezing her hand. For Sophia, the moment is overwhelming. Her graduation day, meant for celebration, has become a race against time to bring her child into the world. At the hospital, the delivery room is a flurry of activity. Nurses bustle around, monitors beep, and Sophia lies in bed, her face etched with pain and fear. The labor is long and arduous, stretching into the evening hours. Complications arise, a moment when Sophia's heart rate spikes, causing the medical team to spring into action. Tate, standing by her side, feels helpless but refuses to leave. He holds her hand, wipes the sweat from her brow, and whispers, "You're almost there, Sophia. You can do this." His presence is a lifeline for Sophia, who draws strength from his unwavering support. The ordeal is traumatic, with moments that test Sophia's resilience. At one point, exhausted and frightened, she cries out, "I can't do this." Tate, his own heart pounding, leans close and says, "You're the bravest person I know. We're in this together." His words bolster her, and after hours of struggle, the room fills with the sound of a baby's cry. Sophia's child, a beautiful, healthy baby, is born, and for a fleeting moment, joy washes over the room. Sophia, tears streaming down her face, cradles her newborn, her heart swelling with love. Tate, standing nearby, feels a mix of relief and awe, proud of Sophia's strength but uncertain about the future. As Sophia recovers, a question that has lingered for months demands an answer: who is the father of her child? Tate has assumed the role of the father-to-be, standing by Sophia throughout her pregnancy. Their friendship, which briefly turned romantic, seemed to point to him as the likely candidate. He's attended prenatal appointments, helped pick out a crib, and even practiced diaper-changing techniques, ready to step up despite his youth. But the Days of Our Lives writers have been dropping tantalizing hints that the truth is more complicated. Enter Aaron Green, Tate's best friend, who recently returned to Salem after time away. Aaron and Sophia share a history. A passionate, if short-lived, connection that ended before he left town. Whispers among their friends suggest that Aaron could be the father, a possibility that Sophia has kept quiet, perhaps out of fear or uncertainty. As she holds her baby in the hospital, the weight of her secret grows heavier. Tate, noticing her unease, begins to suspect something is amiss. "Sophia, is there something you're not telling me?" he asks gently, his brow furrowed with concern. The truth comes to light in a dramatic moment. Aaron, visiting the hospital to see Sophia and the baby, can't hide his emotions. His eyes linger on the newborn, and his voice trembles as he says, "She's perfect, Sophia." Tate, standing nearby, catches the look in Aaron's eyes and feels a sinking sensation. Later, in a quiet corner of the hospital, Sophia confesses, a paternity test has confirmed that Aaron is the father. The revelation hits Tate like a tidal wave, a mix of shock and betrayal washing over him. You knew there was a chance and didn't tell me? He asks, his voice rising. Aaron's my best friend, Sophia. How could you keep this from me? A friendship tested. The confrontation between Tate and Aaron is heated, set against the sterile backdrop of the hospital hallway. Tate's anger flares as he faces his friend. You let me believe I was the father this whole time? He demands, his hands clenched into fists. Aaron, visibly remorseful, tries to explain. I didn't know for sure until now, he says, his voice low. I'm as shocked as you are, Tate. The exchange is raw, with Tate grappling with the sting of betrayal. Sophia, watching from her hospital room, feels her heart break. She knows her silence has hurt the two people she cares about most, and the guilt is overwhelming. For Aaron, the news is a turning point. He's been on the verge of ending his connection with Sophia, unsure if he's ready for a serious relationship. But seeing his child changes everything. This is a sign, Sophia, he tells her later, his voice earnest. We could be a family, raise her together. Sophia, still reeling from the birth and the fallout with Tate, is torn. She cares for Aaron, but the bond she's built with Tate over the past months runs deep. The possibility of a future with Aaron feels like a new beginning, but it also means letting go of the friendship that's been her anchor. Tate's unexpected relief and a chance for love amid the turmoil. Tate experiences an unexpected shift in perspective. As the initial shock of the paternity revelation fades, he begins to see a silver lining. If Aaron is the father, Tate is free from the responsibilities of fatherhood. Responsibilities he was prepared to embrace but which weighed heavily on his young shoulders. More importantly, the news opens a door to a dream he's kept buried, a chance to reunite with Holly Jonas, the girl who's held his heart for years. Tate and Holly's romance was cut short by misunderstandings and the chaos of Sophia's pregnancy. Holly, a spirited and kind-hearted young woman, has always been Tate's true love, but circumstances kept them apart. Now, with the paternity question resolved, Tate feels a spark of hope. He seeks out Holly at the Brady pub, where she's sipping a soda, her eyes lighting up when she sees him. Tate, how's Sophia? She asks, her concern genuine. Tate takes a deep breath and shares the news. The baby's Aaron's, not mine. Holly's eyes widen, and a tentative smile spreads across her face. So you're free? She asks, her voice soft. The moment is electric, filled with the promise of a second chance. Tate, his heart racing, takes Holly's hand. I've never stopped thinking about you, he admits. Maybe this is our shot to get it right. Holly, her own feelings for Tate reignited, nods, her smile radiant. The scene is a heartwarming contrast to the drama at the hospital, offering viewers a moment of hope amid the chaos. For Tate, the news that Aaron is the father is a bittersweet gift, a chance to reclaim the love he thought he'd lost. A messy path ahead as the episode draws to a close. Salem is left reeling from the paternity bombshell. Sophia faces a challenging road as a new mother, navigating her feelings for Aaron and the fallout with Tate. Aaron, stepping into fatherhood, must prove he's ready for the responsibility, while Sophia grapples with the idea of building a family with him. Tate, meanwhile, is buoyed by the prospect of rekindling his romance with Holly, but he knows repairing his friendship with Aaron and Sophia will take time. The writers of Days of Our Lives have crafted a storyline that's as messy as it is compelling, filled with the kind of emotional twists that keep fans coming back for more. For Sophia, Tate, and Aaron, the future is uncertain, but it's also ripe with possibility. Will Sophia and Aaron find a way to co-parent and perhaps build a life together? Can Tate and Holly overcome the obstacles that once tore them apart? And will the bonds of friendship survive the strain of secrets and betrayal? Next, Bo and Hope's heartfelt farewell. A vow renewal, a legendary love, and a journey into the sunset. If you found yourself humming the tender notes of Tonight I Celebrate My Love by Peabo Bryson and Roberta Flack while watching the Days of Our Lives episode that aired Wednesday, June 18th, you certainly weren't alone. That song, forever etched in the memories of longtime fans as the anthem of Bo and Hope's legendary romance, couldn't have been more fitting for what turned out to be a beautifully crafted tribute to one of soap opera's most beloved couples. In a world where storylines twist and turn with breakneck speed, it's not every day that fans are treated to something as timeless and grounding as this moment. This episode wasn't just a farewell, It was a love letter to decades of shared history, a nostalgic reminder of what makes Days of Our Lives so enduring. As Bo Brady and Hope Williams Brady, affectionately known as Bope, took center stage one more time, it felt like the heartbeat of Salem itself paused to celebrate them. A journey back in time, flashbacks done right before Bo and Hope could set sail, literally, for their next chapter. The show opened the vault of memories, giving viewers a rare and emotional stroll through time. This week's episodes have done something extraordinary. They honored the show's past in a way that felt intimate and respectful, filled with emotional weight and historical context. Earlier in the week, flashbacks paid tribute to the late, great John Black and actor Stephen Nichols' 40-year journey as Steve Patch Johnson. But Wednesday's episode shone a spotlight on Bo and Hope while simultaneously weaving in the foundational love story of Tom and Alice Horton. These aren't just characters. They are the pillars of days of our lives. The flashbacks to young Tom, Zach Chyz, and young Alice, Sydney Catherine Smith, added another layer of heart to the episode. Seeing them worry about becoming empty nesters, wondering what would come next in their journey, even considering selling the Horton house, reminded us that every generation on this show has faced the same fears, longings, and love that bring us together. As fans watched a younger Tom and Alice embrace their new role as grandparents to Julie and Steve, it became clear the Horton legacy was built not just on storylines, but on the values of love, home, and unwavering family connection. The Horton house, a symbol of survival and love. If there's one place in Salem that holds more memories than any other, it's the Horton house. And what an emotional return it was for Bo. After spending 2 years in a coma, Bo has a lot of catching up to do. But nothing could have prepared him for the sight of the home he once knew, still standing. Hope gently explained that the house had survived a devastating fire, though not without loss. Much of it had been destroyed, but miraculously, the family's cherished Christmas decorations were saved. Julie, with her unwavering spirit, had worked tirelessly to restore the home, recreating it down to the smallest detail to honor the memories it held and the legacy it represents. The house now stands not only as a structure of wood and brick, but as a living testament to generations of Hortons, a place where family is always welcome for as long as they need. As Bo stepped inside and looked around, it was as if time folded in on itself. Together, he and Hope reminisced about Christmases past, gently hanging ornaments on the family's iconic tree, just as they had done for decades. Bo found his own ornament nestled among those of generations before him. A quiet, powerful moment that spoke volumes. It wasn't just about decorations or memories, it was about belonging, continuity, and love that endures. A vow renewal for the ages, but the most poignant moment of all came when Bo, still deeply moved by all that had changed and all that remained, decided to create a new memory, one that would carry him and Hope forward. In the quiet glow of the Horton living room, Bo asked Hope to renew their vows. No grand spectacle, no crowd of onlookers. Just the two of them in the heart of the home that had seen it all. Dressed in elegant yet simple attire and holding Addie's cherished ring, Bo and Hope stood together. Not just as lovers, but as partners who had weathered storms, defied odds, and found their way back to one another time and again. Hope, radiant as ever, agreed without hesitation. With tears in her eyes, she listened as Bo spoke of his love, his gratitude, and his promise to never let her go again. And Hope, ever the romantic, responded in kind, telling Bo that despite all the years, the trials, and the time apart, her heart had never belonged to anyone else. It had been 40 years since their unforgettable 1985 wedding, a grand, sweeping event that defined an era of soap opera romance. But this vow renewal in 2025 was something even more profound. It was quiet. It was personal. It was real. Sailing into the future with their vows renewed and their hearts aligned, Bo and Hope stood hand in hand once more. But this wasn't a goodbye. Not really. Instead, it was the beginning of a new adventure. With the fancy face, Bo's beloved boat, fully restored and waiting, the couple prepared to leave Salem behind and sail into whatever came next. The fancy face has always been more than just a boat. It's a symbol of freedom, of love unbound by walls or limits. It's where Bo and Hope first dreamed together, built their life together, and now it will be the vessel that carries them into the next phase of their journey, still deeply in love, still side by side. And yes, if you played Tonight I Celebrate My Love as they sailed away, you captured the mood perfectly. Because for Bo and Hope, this wasn't the end. It was the continuation of a love story that has already spanned decades and is destined to go on forever. Final thoughts. A tribute worthy of the Legends Days of Our Lives gave longtime viewers a gift with this episode. In a time when shows often rush from one storyline to the next, it was a blessing to linger just for a moment in the world of Bo and Hope. Their love has shaped the heart of this show, and their farewell was handled with the grace, tenderness, and reverence that fans deserve. For those of us who have watched them grow, falter, love, and triumph, it's more than just a television moment. It's a piece of our lives. And as they set sail, we do too, hopeful, heartened, and reminded that true love, the kind that lasts 40 years and beyond, is always worth celebrating. In Salem, goodbyes never last forever. And we'll be waiting, just like always, for Bo and Hope to come home.